Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RTPD podcast number 2. This week we've got a couple topics to discuss. It should be more formatted.
A little longer.
A little bit longer.
Than 45 minutes?
Yeah. Today is October 25th. It is Friday morning at 10 a.m. This will be out. I'm hoping to have this one out by 10 p.m. I'm giving myself a 12-hour time frame, but I also got to go to the gym in there. But I'll probably do that when that's uploading. Other than that, let's just jump right into it.
Jump into
it. So, starting at the top of the list for the morning sports roundup.
Are we gonna fluctuate a little bit?
I'd say just knock out all the sports, knock out all the music. Obviously, if we have a different topic come up, just talk about it.
Okay, sounds good. We can do that.
Okay, you want to start with yours?
Okay. Starting off in sports, you want to just start with the big one? Or will they save that for last?
The big one, as in the Bears?
Yeah.
We'll save it for last. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So little trade watch going on. Mohamed Sanu just went to the Patriots
from the Falcons.
Yes. And Demaryius Thomas went to the 49ers. Mm-hmm. Two of the best teams in the NFL right now. Best records.
Mm-hmm. Just
gained 2 pretty much all-stars.
Both of them won this week.
Yes.
49ers still undefeated. Patriots have 1 loss.
They're undefeated too.
No, they're not.
No,
Are they really?
Bro.
Are the Patriots really undefeated?
Yeah. Who the hell did they lose to?
I don't know.
They played the Bills, the Dolphins, the Redskins.
They killed the Jets this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch.
They're playing.
But it's the Patriots. They always do it.
They're the Warriors of
basically
of the NFL.
Move this close.
Tom Brady, the goated QB.
Oh, they are 7-0.
See, I think the 49ers have lost.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins are 0-6.
Same with the Bengals. Tough for them.
I'm just gonna go standings for the league right here.
I was on Madden the other day, playing an exhibition. And Madden must be on some shit.
Okay.
It must be on some fucking drugs. They got the Redskins overall higher than the fucking Ravens. And a bunch of other fucking
The Redskins are a trash team. The Redskins have some problems this year.
1-5. Yeah, they're
Redskins have some issues. That's not a good football team right now. They're playing really bad football, and it's just rough all around. Their coaching, their play calling's awful. Yeah. Their defense has been getting torn every single game. Their secondary has been getting torched, specifically.
Quarterback's not doing too hot.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Their whole quarterback situation.
That whole thing, whenever that went down, what was that, 2 years ago now at this point, with Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, and all that?
Yeah.
I did not like that the Vikings went away from Case Keenum. I thought that Case was the better quarterback. I thought he fit their scheme better. And all around, I thought that they were winning with him.
Yeah.
They made the NFC Championship game that year. So I don't know why you ever would have moved away from that if you're winning football games. You've had terrible quarterback play for most of your existence.
Yeah.
Sans there's a couple really good quarterbacks in Vikings history. Brett Favre, Vikings legend, Brett Favre. No, but they move away from Case Keenum and go with Kirk, and it didn't fit right away. It's starting to look like it'll work out for them. I thought that could have backfired very, very badly for them. But I mean, they ended up sticking with it.
Kirk was going off last week.
Yeah.
Threw 3 bombs to Diggs. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think people have issues with Kirk and Case. Both of them are they're spotty quarterbacks.
Kind of like Wentz and Foles.
Yeah. Any quarterback who has a little bit of spotty play and isn't like an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, everybody wants to dismiss them as trash.
Yeah.
Every single one. You can look at like Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't even earned it yet. His team is undefeated and he's been playing a solid game. And everybody's still like, I don't know though. Just because he hasn't been dropping dimes in like the most ridiculous spot ever, like Aaron Rodgers does, where you have like an out route and it's like a perfectly placed throw from 30, 40, 50 yards downfield.
Or the Hail Mary. What do they call
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Hail Mary
Like these
King,
clutch
yeah.
moments
Yeah.
that these Peyton Mannings and these quarterbacks are known for. And everybody wants to throw him out. Jay Cutler was a fan. People shit on Jay Cutler his entire time with the Bears. You're not looking at the fact that their offensive line was garbage the entire time he was here. The 1 year that they had an offensive line that was decent and he had weapons to throw to and the offense was actually moving, Jay Cutler's defense was the worst in the league.
Yeah.
But he's trash. He doesn't care about the game. He's not willing to put in the effort.
Or what did Brady Marshall say? He wasn't good. He wasn't that good.
Yeah. What are you? He's not great. Tom Brady was definitely better. Who cares? He's not Tom Brady.
It's Tom Brady. And
I was
Jay
having
Cutler.
this argument with my dad this week about Mitchell Trubisky. And granted, this was before the game, so my opinions may have changed a little bit. But my dad was like, Trubisky needs to like leave. Like he's not good. We need to put in. I'm blanking on the backup's name.
Chase Daniels.
Chase Daniels. Yeah, it's Chase Daniel.
I thought it was Daniels.
No, it's Daniel, but everybody says Daniels.
Really?
It's like this meme on the internet of everybody just
shit.
mispronouncing his name.
Fuck.
But I was having this argument with my dad about Trubisky and how Trubisky is. I think Trubisky. I still have hope for him. He needs to fix a lot of things.
Yes.
His footwork is awful, especially in that Saints game. It was one of the worst. He was trying to make, going back, and I was looking at some of the highlights again, just because I'm a Bears fan and I want to know more about the Bears specifically. He was almost throwing without his feet set while his feet are looking in the opposite direction. And he was missing Taylor Gabriel by like 3, 4, 5 yards.
His field vision.
I'm gonna give his field vision to him. It's not good. It's definitely not good. It's hard to go through your second, third, and fourth read whenever that offensive line has been as bad as it is. It's not an excuse for him missing open receivers.
Right.
There's one play that he got under pressure, and you can just see him panic, and it's not good. But also some of it is the scheming. He, in his first year, he used to run out to the right or left a lot, and he's fantastic when he's throwing off the run. He has a really good arm, but he's just, when he stays in the pocket and tries to be a pocket passer, he doesn't set his feet. He gets what they call happy feet, and Matt Nagy talked about that a little bit. He doesn't set it. He doesn't turn his hips toward the receiver that he's throwing to. He ends up just trying to like force it in with his arm, and that's when you have overthrows. That's when you have underthrows. That's whenever you can't put it in that window, and you end up throwing it to like missed receivers. Some of the plays this past week, specifically, what I saw was it looks like the entire offense is disjointed, though. They're like some of the routes that they would run. I forgot what it was. I think it was a 3rd and 5. But Taylor Gabriel, on the play before, and Matt Nagy also talked about this. On the play before, he runs a fade, and he is supposed to last play, he cut left and he burned him, and Trubisky ended up missing the throw. He missed the read because it was his like fourth read, and he didn't hit it. So on the next play, Gabriel came to Trubisky, said, "I'm gonna be open." Ran that same route, except he cut it to the right, and they didn't talk about I'm gonna flip the route. So Gabriel gets to the top of his route, goes to cut. Trubisky thinks he's gonna cut left. Gabriel cuts right, and you miss a throw by 5 yards, and all the fans are like, "Trubisky sucks.
Yeah.
Why is he missing? Where's he throwing that to?" And when you look at it, it's like, it's a really bad miss.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's more that goes into it than just I'm trying to throw the ball to you and I missed.
Right.
So
that's what people were saying with fucking Chase Daniel, dude. Oh, he's gonna fit the scheme with Nagy because, he's played like under his wing pretty much, and he goes out and he has a decent game, his first game.
He played really well in that game.
Yeah, and then the next one.
But that was also the scheming of the game.
Yeah.
That was the way that the routes were, and that's the way that they were running the ball a lot that game.
Mm-hmm. And the next one, who do we play? It was the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
It was like our big game, Mac.
Oh yeah.
Mac returning to his old team. He's gonna fucking shit on everybody. And then you got Chase Daniel throwing, I don't know how many fucking picks, just completely overthrowing people.
Yeah.
And you can tell like that man ran his route.
Yep.
You can see his target, and it's just going like over his head.
Yeah.
So
it's just misreading that. Yeah.
I don't know what.
Just one of these years, I really want the Bears to have an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady. Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine if they had even Jay Cutler on this team would be really good.
How about we just flip into the big one since we're on the Bears?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you bring up Patrick Mahomes.
No, I'm talking about the Cam Newton joint.
Oh, Cam Newton. I don't. There's trade rumors going on right now that Cam Newton could be traded to the Bears for a first-round pick. Probably Trubisky would end up going, and then something else. I don't know.
A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it.
I think that if you trade for Cam Newton, you should trade because he's Cam Newton and not trade to replace Trubisky. I don't think you should make the decision on Trubisky sucks and we need to pull the plug. You should make the decision on Cam Newton's a really good player, and almost as if kind of like the Vikings and Redskins did the past year where they both had quarterbacks and they just decided, I like that quarterback better. I like that quarterback better. And then they flipped. It's not about he sucks, we need to replace him. Because Case Keenum was doing well. They just saw Kirk Cousins and they were like, we should get him because he's gonna be in the game longer. He's just gonna be there for us for much longer.
Just bring in Cam and teach Trubisky some things.
Cam's 30 now.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
He got some time.
He does. I mean, that's still, if he's Tom Brady's time, he's gonna be a decade. Right. Did you watch the Ravens game this week?
Who did play?
It was Ravens versus Seahawks. Yeah, I watched that game. I
don't think I did. I think I might have seen some highlights though.
Yeah. Russell Wilson was playing fairly well the first half. I really only caught the first half. It was going on at the same time as the Bears game, and obviously my house went into meltdown at that time, so I didn't end up finishing watching. For the first half, I was going back and forth. The Seahawks were winning that game early, and then I heard that they just kind of fell apart. I think the run game stalled, and they just couldn't really get a ton on it.
Who else played? Vikings and
Lions. Vikings and Lions. That was a really good game. I got to talk about this because I was pissed that entire game. that the Lions are getting screwed. The officiating in this league is so awful. Granted, it was spotty on both sides a little bit. There were some calls that they missed that could have gone the Vikings' way, but the Lions consistently, and this has been a thing for the past 10 years. This isn't even recent.
Yeah.
This is like the past 3, 4, 5 years. No, this has been for decades at this point. The Lions continue to put themselves in position to make big plays and have these moments that are really good and continuously get screwed every single time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a holding call in that game. One of the worst holding calls I've ever seen. You're supposed to, and it was in a pretty decent, I think they were in the red zone, they were in field goal range at least, and they get this holding call that he has him on the inside of the pads, and crap, I'm blanking. Matthew Stafford runs out to the right, and so the defender tries to roll out with him, and the offensive lineman has him by the pads. So, he's got him. When he rolls out, you have to either commit to the hold or you have to let go. So what he does is he lets go because he holds him for a second, and then Stafford's out. So he's okay, I'm good. He lets go, but his glove is sticky, so it pulls the jersey when the defender's running by. And because the official saw that jersey got pulled, it just got flag thrown. Pass interference calls in the end zone. It's just so bad.
Pass interference calls is going to be tough this year, especially after the last year. What happened with the Saints?
It's absolutely awful.
They're going to crack down a little too much.
Yeah.
The whole.
It's league wide though. It's not, and it's not just the Lions. It's every single game you see missed calls, missed penalties, or you have penalties that are sketch, and then they go to review them because that's the whole thing this year is we review penalties, but then they just don't. They don't friggin' do anything about it. They end up just sticking with the call on the field. I think there was some stat that 90% of the plays of the penalties that have been reviewed have just stuck with the call on the field. That's ridiculous. If you're challenging a penalty, chances are that it's at least a little bit in the air. Yeah. And the fact that overwhelmingly these penalties are getting...
Can you challenge a penalty?
Yeah.
I thought that was only pass interference.
No, I don't... Ooh. I'm pretty sure you can challenge all of them. Is it just pass interference?
That's what I thought.
Maybe that's what it was. Is it pass interference? We're gonna cut this. Oh, I guess you can. It is just pass interference.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was for all of them?
So a penalty happens. They watch it over. It doesn't actually happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is just for pass interference. I don't know why I thought that it was penalty. Maybe I feel like I've seen them throw it on a hold, but maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just tripping.
Just bugging.
Yeah. The Packers just killed the Raiders this week.
Packers came to fucking play, dude.
Yeah, that's a really good team right now.
Nobody expected it.
Yeah. Nobody expected after the season they had last year.
Yeah.
New head coach in town, and he's running the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's working with Rodgers in a way that Rodgers hasn't had since he got there, really. Mm-hmm. With McCarthy, he's really he's running it, and yeah, it's working for him. I mean, fuck the Packers, but no, they're good. You have to.
You gotta show respect.
You have to respect that team. Yeah.
They're not the Patriots just yet.
Rodgers will never have as many rings as Tom Brady. That's the most biased Bears fan thing I've ever said. I sounded like my dad when I said that. Rodgers will never have as many rings as Tom Brady. My dad hates Tom Brady though too, because yeah. Yeah.
What else we got?
In terms of our game, the Bears game, flipping it on its head, the Saints played a really good football game.
Hell yeah, they did.
That on the last time, going undefeated with your backup quarterback, they came to play. The Saints, I think my pick for, I think everybody's pick at the beginning of the season for the NFC champion, was the Saints.
Yeah.
They came to play. Drew Brees has been out for 6 games at this point.
I think he's still
6.
questionable.
Is it 5? He's been out 5. Because they were 1-1 when he went down.
4 or 5.
So they now go 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater.
Mr. Bridgewater.
Playing really good football. Their defense is pretty stout.
They've got hitters everywhere.
Michael Thomas is torching cornerbacks.
Kamara.
That's a testament to the coaching. Sean Payton is, in my opinion, he's coach of the year.
Yeah.
The fact that he's coach of the year specifically for those 5 games, because if you're star quarterback, he's been your star for the past decade. He goes down, and granted, you do have Teddy Bridgewater. He's not just some scrub off the street.
Yeah.
But the fact that
a little bit debatable.
You don't think Teddy Bridgewater? We're gonna debate this real quick. Do you not think Teddy Bridgewater is good?
I mean, where's he been though?
I would like to see Teddy Bridgewater in Chicago next year. That's a hot take. But I would like to see Teddy Bridgewater in Chicago. He's done with the Saints after this year.
Yeah.
You're cutting ties. You're cutting ties with Trubisky.
Possibility.
I mean, obviously, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. I'm not saying like trade for him now. Get him. Yeah. Go. Win this year. Go. We got time. Don't panic. But
that's what we're apparently doing.
That's what the fans are doing.
Self-destruct button.
That's what the fans are doing. Is just spamming the self-destruct button, spamming the boo button in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But that first quarter, I'm sorry, the Bears deserve to get booed off their field after that first quarter. You come out, you're playing a really good team after the bye week in the Saints, and you just lay an egg. You just shit yourself, and it's just not pretty. Like, you deserve to be booed off your field. Yeah. That's how it goes. I mean, they're still 3-3. They a lot of people don't remember they started their season out last year 5-3. They started their
still a chance.
Yeah, they started their season off last year 3-2 and then 5-3, and they ended up with 12. No, 11. They had 11 wins.
Something like that.
But either way, they were a good team.
Yes.
They were a Cody Parkey field goal away from from getting there. But speaking of which, Cody Parkey, did you see that he doinked again? Yep. I didn't know he was still in the league.
New team, same doink.
Yeah. New team. I saw something that said Cody Parkey's trying to go for the illustrious triple doink. And couldn't be more true. He's really trying to hit it.
Imagine, dude.
If he hits a triple doink, the world will lose its mind. We can just end the NFL after that point.
Bears fans,
dude, that's
go dummy.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. The Rams are kind of middling a little bit here. I think that you're starting to see Jared Goff for the Rams make a couple mistakes that he wasn't making last year. He was playing really well. Teams have started doing scouting. I think teams really started doing scouting on the top teams in the NFC last year. The hot teams were the Bears, the Rams, and the Saints.
Yep.
And I think that the Bears and the Rams have they haven't remained the same, obviously. But teams have scheming kind of figured them out a little bit. I think it's been a little bit harder for teams to figure the Saints out because they have a new quarterback.
Yeah.
So they start out 1-1. They have a new quarterback, and they end up just kind of
flipping the switch.
Just flipping it. Yeah. You can't expect it to be Drew Brees in there and them to. It changes their whole game plan. They're all of a sudden not going to pass more. They're going to run more.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, then you have Teddy Bridgewater, so you still are going to have the passing game. But teams didn't expect it. They're like, oh well, their quarterback's down. They're not going to be able to make these deep throws down the seam and this, but they do. They just continue to impress. Those Saints do.
Continue to be a top team.
I'm gonna end this with, as a Bears fan, the Bears need to flip something, because I watched almost every game last week. I watched every single noon game and every single 3 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
I was meal prepping, so I didn't see the Sunday night game. I had it on in the background, and the Cowboys, from what I saw, were just kind of destroying. But I didn't watch the Monday night game. The Bears were by far the worst team that I watched last week. Both defensively and offensively, they looked awful.
You need to watch some tapes.
You
I need to study some tapes.
Yeah.
Do
Definitely.
something.
Definitely.
Do something. It's getting rough out here in the streets.
Very rough. All right. So
What else we got?
Kyrie.
Mr. Kyrie. Nets superstar. What are you doing?
Just go.
What are you, like, about to puke or something?
No, I'm still slightly sick, so I have, like, I'm congested. I don't want to just, like, in the mic.
All right. Kyrie.
We're gonna cut this real quick. Hold on.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
So Mr. Kyrie, the superstar, traded to the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Had his little debut yesterday. A lot of teams in the NBA obviously played.
Mm-hmm.
Little season opener. Clippers versus Lakers. Nets played. I don't remember who.
I did not watch a ton of basketball this week.
I just watched highlights.
Yeah.
Kyrie had a little 50-point game. It was a little season opener. The highest season opener in points in Nets history.
Really?
Nets history.
Nets history.
Yeah.
Do you know who has the highest in NBA history?
I actually do not.
I'm gonna pull that up. Jamie, pull that up.
He broke the Nets record. Someone else broke a record for most points in a debut.
You can probably take a guess who has the most points in.
Fucking Jordan, probably.
Nope.
Kareem.
Mm-mm.
LeBron.
No, it'll hit you.
Really?
It's Wilt.
Oh shit, Mr. 100-point game.
He had 56 points.
Jeez.
in a season opener.
Who else?
It looks like there was like about 10 games that people had 50-point games. There's probably more, but that's just what it popped up with Google. There's at least 10.
At least.
There's at least 10.
So there was Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
He broke his record. And then somebody else, like, random, broke their team's record for season debuts.
Real quick, what time do you have to be done here?
Like 11:15.
11:15. So we got another hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, I go in at noon, and it is 10:13. Why are you stressed?
I'm not stressed. I'm just saying I don't have a ton of time to put this out. Last week was a test because we didn't know any of the software.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really. I don't know. We were all kind of.
There ain't no we in the software. It's you.
Shut up.
You're the one doing all the fucking Mac shit.
Yeah.
You got the programs.
Yeah.
I got the wallpaper. Right here.
I do have a task for you though this week. We got to get a thumbnail for the YouTube.
We can't yet.
What do you mean we can't?
You have to hit a threshold before you can make your own thumbnails.
No, you can't. What?
Yes.
It would let me upload a thumbnail last time.
What do you mean?
It would have let me upload a thumbnail.
Are you sure?
Yes. You can change your thumbnails.
I couldn't when I made my YouTube channel. Unless it's different because ours is like a
business account.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yes, I will make a thumbnail. I'll look up some tips and tricks.
That'd be hot garbage. That's so stupid for like young creators. Is like you can't be as creative.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously can. The video would be the same quality, but that's stupid. Like it wouldn't feel as professional.
Yeah.
It would feel more amateurish.
You just have like a random screenshot of the middle of the video as your thumbnail.
That's what it is for our for our introductory podcast. It's just a random thing. I'm also this week setting up the Clips account since we have multiple things to discuss. I'll set up the Clips account. It'll be RTPD. I think it'll just be a space because you don't need it. So RTPD Clips, and then it'll be like a different formation of our logo. And then every little topic that we discuss so that y'all don't have to sit and listen to an hour and a half of scrolling through. I don't like sports, so I don't like sports, so I'm going to skip and skip and skip, or I'm just going to turn the podcast off because I don't want to listen to sport. The first thing they talked about was sports. I don't like that. So instead, you can go to YouTube, watch the 10-minute clip, watch the 15-minute clip of an El Camino review, the It review, which we'll get to. Yeah. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned for
That
the Clips
shit.
for the Clips account. It'll be out there.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to H3H3 and Joe Rogan for giving me that idea.
Salute. Respect.
I think every YouTube podcaster does that now, though. There's like a Clips a Clips account. The Jake Paul podcast has that.
Ew.
Jake Paul. There was a second where I kind of liked Jake Paul. Do you see me just sinking?
Yeah.
I'm just slowly dropping. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna put an edit in the edit where I'm gonna have the bar and just watch it drop. It's kind of funny. I kind of liked Jake Paul for a second. Like, right after Shane Dawson had a series on him, I was like, this dude isn't that bad. And then he started wilding out again. And I was like, yeah, maybe he's that bad.
And then he recorded a podcast at a wedding.
Yeah.
And just had a bunch of drunk.
At his wedding.
Drunk fucking people coming.
At his fake wedding. Yeah. That they were like, what was it? It's like, oh, we're getting married. We didn't actually get married. But we held a ceremony. We just didn't have anybody to actually marry us. And her name is bigger than my name, so she's just going to keep her name. So we're not actually married. We're just still dating. But views, clicks.
Yeah.
Get them subscriptions up.
It's all. I hate, like, content creators on YouTube. Like, look at, like, did you ever used to watch, like, FaZe Clan? And stuff?
I skipped FaZe Clan, but I did watch Sidemen.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
What?
I hated Sidemen.
You hated Sidemen? Dude, some of their videos were legendary. Sometimes I'll still go back and, like, watch that old FIFA videos. Yeah. And
I guess, okay, the FIFA ones I can stick with.
The ones where they're playing soccer in real life.
I hate those ones.
Dude,
those ones.
The crossbar challenge, it's legendary.
Like, old KSI, like, FIFA videos are alright, but, like, the new shit, A lot of like the old YouTubers that were good.
They flipped us. You go.
Their new stuff is just, what the fuck is this? Like all the FaZe people.
Yeah.
They used to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like just hit clips on Call of Duty, and then they switched it up to, you know,
like actual videos.
Like let's play these games, but then they'll like every once in a while go back to Call of Duty, and then they just became
just normal
fucking
YouTubers.
Money hungry.
Yep. Buy my
vloggers.
merch. Buy my merch.
I wear Yeezys and drive a Lamborghini and have.
Look at me in this rap video that's mid quality.
Yeah.
And it's of me flexing my Lambo that my subscribers paid for.
Yeah. Like I hate that entire scene. There's only a couple like FaZe guys that I still watch because they still do the same stuff that they did before. Yeah,
there was a minute. I think that it kind of flipped like that whenever KSI released his first music video. Is whenever everybody like
his first legitimate
like his
video?
first I forgot what it was called, but he released like his first legitimate music video, and everybody flipped.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Oh, I can make money off of this instead of just being some dude in frickin' Welshire, England."
Yeah.
Is it England? Is Welshire in England?
Somewhere in England. That's where they stay.
But that's where they stay. Stop it. But yeah, it's just people are just money hungry.
Yeah.
They'll do anything for views. You don't see us out here jumping on tables, putting our dicks in each other's faces for views. Look at this! I tased him in his sleep.
Like all these.
Look at this! I chained him to his bed and it
fucking slit his wrist.
Oh my god!
Shit like that, dude.
Slit his
all those
wrist.
little like prank videos are just like, what?
It's
the
a prank,
fuck is
bro.
this? I was watching an H3 video yesterday, and it was like a super old video. It wasn't like a new one.
Oh really?
And these old like prank guys would go around to like Hood, the Hood, like pranks in the Hood, and they were stepping on people's Jordans.
Yeah, I saw that,
and
I know exactly the video
like,
you're talking about. It's like, what are you doing?
They do that, and then it's a prank. You literally just stepped on his fucking like property, dude.
Like,
it's a prank. What do you mean?
In that scenario, that's literally a scene of. I mean, anywhere that's a scene of disrespect.
Yeah,
it's not funny to just go out disrespect people, especially people who are slightly like dangerous and have nothing to lose. And you're like, I'm gonna disrespect you, and it's like that culture. It's like any resistance is going to be met with more resistance. Mm-hmm. So why are you out here pushing people? You're just asking to get shot.
Yeah,
just get beat, get curb stomped in the Hood.
Running up and like pantsing people. It was a prank, dude. Chill. Like, what the fuck? You just like embarrassed me in front of whoever. Like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, yeah.
I don't care if it's a fucking prank. You think I'm gonna laugh it off? Oh, dude, good one, dude. Yeah,
that's great.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. You want to talk? Oh, parents limiting sports participation. We're gonna flip back to sports again.
This is a more, I don't want to say like controversial topic.
Yeah. All right. You want to run with it?
Sure.
You want to? It's your topic, so you can start it off.
So there's a big little debate. Big little debate. Yeah.
Big little. Little big
going on.
Oh, we're doing sororities, fraternities now. A little big little. I don't think frats do that.
I don't think so.
I'm not in. I mean, I'm in college, but I'm not at University of Iowa.
Fucking partying your ass off.
So give me 2 years, and then I'll know what a little or a big is. I sound like an old man.
Debate going on about whether parents whether parents should like limit their kids in playing. It says sports, but it's primarily football.
Yes,
because everyone knows or everyone thinks football is this huge contact sport, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, everybody thinks it's dangerous, all these concussions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a debate of whether kids, probably middle schoolers,
Yeah.
should participate in football because of how dangerous it is. In my opinion, I think it's bullshit.
You think you should just let them play?
Let the kids, yes. How about you
Teach them to hit?
teach them how to actually play and, what to do in situations. Because I don't know if it was just me. I don't know if it was just me. But back then, when we used to play, football, intramural football and stuff, it was never that serious in middle school. I'm not, helmet to helmet fucking blasting somebody out of bounds.
It does get that way in high school.
Yeah. But
I think freshman, sophomore year, you see a turd. There's some hits. There's some hits in freshman year football where people go flying onto the sidelines, and you sit there and you look, and you're like, "Oh shit, whoa!" I remember I watched one of my teammates get hit across and out of bounds, and he was down on the field. He was down on the sideline, just took this massive hit, and he was a linebacker. I wasn't a linebacker. I was always on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bigger boy, so obviously I'm not going to go out there because I don't know. But I don't know if we didn't have any linebackers at the time or, people were just scared or what. But I remember the coach yelling and being like, all right, we need a middle linebacker. Get out there. Somebody get out there. And nobody moved. And this kid's just sitting on the sideline, on the ground. And he's just nobody moved. We're, all freshmen. We just watched our friend just get, demolished. And we're like... and I remember there was a couple people that started walking towards the field, people that didn't play linebacker, people that played cornerback or safety or the line. We all started moving, and we were kind of just hesitant. It was a group of 7 or 8 of us started moving, and just nobody wanted to commit. And yeah. So anyways, this kid gets up after this hit, probably really concussed, just took the shot of a lifetime, gets up, runs back on the field, and plays the rest of the game.
Damn.
First off, you're a tough motherfucking freshman. But second, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good for your brain. What? Also, I don't really understand why the coaches didn't pull him.
Right.
Because he was on the ground for a while, and I'm pretty. I don't remember it super vividly, but I think he was holding his head. Maybe it was just he got the wind knocked out of him or something. Yeah. But
I know that happened in elementary intramurals.
Somebody got the wind knocked out of him.
I don't know. Did you ever play flag football in 4th, 5th grade?
Yeah, you were my quarterback.
Oh yeah. I remember Jacob was he was playing defense and he was on the line. This little skinny fucking 4-foot kid on the line. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird on the audio. If you go look at the YouTube clip,
you pulled your whole fucking shit out.
Oh my god. I can't. I didn't have it tightened enough.
You sure?
Or maybe. I don't know.
This shit look like it's...
I don't know. Maybe I just shouldn't be stupid.
But...
Hi, Mom.
This motherfucker, Jacob Morgan, goes up to... I don't know where Ryan went to school.
I have no clue. Are we saying people's names now?
Oh, maybe we should cut that.
We'll just say Ryan's name and then that's it.
Here, let's restart that segment.
No, we'll just leave it. It's fine. You didn't say anything about him.
How about just blank the audio?
Good person. I barely talked to Ryan.
Just blank the little audio clip.
Okay.
But he lined up against that man. So Jacob
did
against. This,
I like how. Hold on. Are we really gonna say Jacob's name, but we're not gonna say Ryan's name? That's so stupid. No, we're gonna leave this uncut. I'm not cutting this.
All right. So Jacob lined up against Ryan, and I don't know if anybody's seen that, and like didn't say anything.
Hold on. Do you want to describe Ryan? Very tall person.
He was like 5.
At least when we were
foot
super. Yeah.
in like 4th grade.
Yeah.
And this man. What?
Nothing. I just think that visual is hilarious because Jacob was a very short person too. Like Jacob was yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty much known to be one of the smaller kids. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this motherfucker lined up against him, and play started, and they taught us like how to like push block. Mm-hmm. So Ryan's on the O line. He's not holding Jacob back. Mm-hmm. He just forces himself at Jacob and just like rails him to the ground. And we had to like stop the play afterwards because Jacob's on the ground like barely breathing. He's got the wind knocked out of him, dude. Shit. But
this
like
is flag football?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's ruthless.
Yeah. So I mean, like instances like that, like you're playing flag football. Mm-hmm. Like it's not that serious. But then you get to middle school, and I feel like it's still not that serious
until you put the pads on.
Yeah.
You put the pads on, it changes it. I remember.
Yeah, you got scouts though.
There was a moment whenever I was on the line and I was going up against a tall person. It was Cole. Mm-hmm. And it changed my perspective on how people play games like this, because I remember we were going up against each other and I was supposed to block him. He was defense, I was offense. So I was supposed to block him, and I don't know why it blew my mind, because it's a pretty simple move in football, but it's like whenever when he did it, I was just like, you can do that? Like that's a thing? Because I was always taught it's like push, basically you just push them. He took me and he pulled me through, and I end up because I'm going to push. He pulls my shirt, and I just fall flat, face first on the ground, and he just runs right by me. And it changed my perspective, because I was like, oh, there's more technique to this game than just resistance meets resistance. You need to just go at somebody. Yeah. So I think the best thing to do for that whole scenario that we just did, that whole topic, I think we should just blank the names, the last names.
Yeah.
So it'll be Jacob, Cole, Ryan. Yeah. But then Ryan, beep.
Should we put a beep in there?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do a beep it's a curse word.
That'd be funny. That'd be a good one.
Jacob, your word. Now the word fuck.
Or shit. What else we got? You want to jump into movies?
I was gonna do music.
All right, let's do music.
It was disgusting, but anyways, topic of the morning. It is Friday morning. All new music released tonight. The one notorious thing not released currently. It is 10:31. I'm gonna check it again. Hold on, give me a second so that I don't make some misinformation right now. No, it's not out. It's not here. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I have a feeling that I know what you're talking about.
Jesus is King.
Yep.
It was supposed to come out last night. This man delayed it again. And
what was that, second?
Yeah.
Third?
I think it's the fourth.
It started off as a rumor, right?
Because originally it was Yandi.
Yeah.
Originally it was Yandi. Yandi got delayed. Yandi was supposed to be released in September of last year. It got delayed until November. And then November hit and it just never came out. Yeah. So that's 2 delays. Okay. It hits the next year, this past September. Mm-hmm. On the same day, it was announced, all right, it's going to be released on the same day that Yandi was supposed to be released. Delayed. waited like a week. He was like, oh, it's gonna come out on this day. Delayed. And then this past time, oh no, he did the college visits again. So then he did the college visits, delayed. And then this past time, it's like, all right, it's supposed to come out.
This is the day.
This is the day. This is it. He put a track list out.
Did he really?
He went on Jimmy Kimmel, and there's a clip of him saying, Jimmy goes, when's it supposed to be out? And he goes, it's supposed to be out 12 a.m. tonight. And and Jimmy goes, oh, so it's out. And he goes, well, and then it's like, so is it out or not? And he goes, yeah, it's out. It's out right now. He's like, go get it. It's on spot. It's streaming. Go get it. So I wake up this morning because I've stopped waiting for this man to release his album. Wake up this morning and all the memes that are about Jesus is King. He's not. Yeah.
Not doing it.
Said, like this picture of this kid. I'll pop the picture up on here. It's from r/Kanye. He said, hopefully either Kanye drops the album. It's a picture of a kid coming out of surgery. It says, hopefully either Kanye drops the album and it's out when I'm out of surgery, or the surgery goes wrong and I die. So he died. So this was 4 hours ago. He's probably out of surgery at this point. But the album is not out.
I feel like this has happened a lot with Kanye.
It's Kanye. He does this. He does this a lot.
Delay situations and shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Nobody can read this man and what he's doing.
Kanye, can you please release your album? He put a tweet out that said, I'm sorry to my fans, but we're fixing mixes on like these 3 songs. I can't remember what the 3 song titles were, but then he said, we're not going to sleep until it's out. And he's said nothing about the delays,
right? Like
at all. That's the first statement that he's had about these delays. So if it hits like tonight, like 10 p.m., it's like obviously this man went to sleep. You just blatantly lied to your fan base. Like, so on our topics list for this, I put under music. I wanted to talk about Jesus is King, so I put J-I-K for Jesus is King is a J-O-K. Because this album is never coming out. On the bright side,
what? My
man Frank Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Blessed me last week.
Is it 1 or 2 songs?
One. So it's 1 song. There's 2 vinyl LPs, singles, 7-inch singles that came out, but those aren't officially out. So it ships in like 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. Damn. No, you don't understand.
I know how long you waited for that other shit.
It gets delayed. It gets delayed like Jesus is King, baby. It's not. It does not ever come. You wait like a year for your merch to ship whenever you're dealing with Frank. It's not fun. Like, it'll be like one person will get it, and then they just have it, and they're like, oh, nobody else has theirs? Oh. You just, yeah. So yeah. DHL is the song from Frank Ocean. And my favorite line from DHL is boy toy suck me like a Hoover. And then the next line is boy toy ride me like a Uber.
Oh my god.
This is my favorite line. It's hilarious. Somebody put a thing of it was like the Drake, like, you know that meme of Drake being like nah, and then the next one is like Drake like yeah. Somebody put Netflix and chill in the nah, and then Hoover and Uber in the second one.
It's a new fucking. That's funny as shit, actually.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Anything else come out this week?
Not that I know of. No, like, big artists.
Yeah.
Are we expecting anything?
Put suggestions for the 7 people that watch this. Text me with music suggestions that came out this past week. My phone number is 563-650. Please give me music. I need more music.
Oh, fucking shit.
I need music.
We're still expecting Eternal Take. That is kind of like
Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti. It's a meme at this point that Uzi, Carti, and Kanye do not release music.
Yeah.
At this point, the Frank Ocean memes of Frank Ocean not releasing music have been dead. They're stale. They've been there for 7 years. The man don't release anything. So whenever you get something, it's a blessing. But, yeah. I had a dream last night that Brockhampton released an album. It was called Whoa. No. So I had this whole like cover in my head of what it was and everything. They released a single a really long time ago called Dirt. The album was called Dirt in my dream. I don't know. I didn't realize that it was like a thing.
Whoa.
I was like, wait a second. That's already a thing. They already released Dirt. So, yeah.
I know I want Eternal. That's all I want.
Eternal
the
Take.
Uzi album.
Preston, I have an issue with you.
What?
I saw a tweet yesterday that said, I hate people who only listen to trap music because when it's midnight in the car, I don't want to listen to gunshots. I want to listen to like some melodies, some hit me with some chords, and you're 100% that person. It'll be like midnight or 1 a.m. I'll be like,
play some fucking Uzi, dude.
Like, I got ho call.
You gotta stay lit, dude.
You gotta stay lit.
Yeah, fuck the sad boy shit.
Dude, you don't realize sad boy shit gets you in
sad boy mood.
It gets you in touch with your inner self. That's why I love it.
Your dark, sad inner self.
It makes you depressed. I'm not going any deeper. Yeah.
You talking about?
Yeah.
Talking about Lil X.
Lil Nas X.
No,
Lil Nas.
Tentacion.
Lil Old Town Road Nas X.
No, that's not the X I'm talking about.
Okay. Yes.
The Tentacion.
Tentacion.
The little drama. I think it's drama.
We're gonna make it drama.
I haven't really seen.
Boo 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 boo.
Drama alert.
Drama alert. What
Keemstar.
What button does he hit? Like, what is it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what noise it makes. Drama alert. I think it just makes like a siren or something. Like,
Keemstar here. All the articles that I've read, they don't really look at it as like whoa, but
which is weird because it's very strange
it is.
and very. It should be a whoa thing.
Yeah.
Because that's. Yeah. Do you want to explain?
Yeah. XXX Tentacion, aka X, people call him for short.
He passed 2 years ago.
Yes.
At this point. 2 years ago. I'm sorry. I want to just state my opinion on it.
Taking it over?
I'm going to state my opinion on the fact that he died 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And this record company is still milking him.
Milking the fuck out of his shit.
And putting out... I get his past album, that Skins album, was like... It was basically finished. It was what he was going to put out.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, they're literally just like going into his recycle bin.
Yeah.
On his computer and just finding literally anything that sounds like it could be a hit.
Yep.
Mixing it up and releasing it.
Yep.
So, Heart Eater just came out 2 or 3 days. I think it was 2 days ago.
Okay.
That's when I read the article. Maybe it was longer. It was a Genius article. I don't know. They used his ex-girlfriend, a.k.a. the one he
allegedly
abused, got like half evicted for.
Yeah.
Didn't he like go to court and then all of a sudden he like was out?
He was in trial for it whenever he was killed.
Yeah. Used her on the cover. Cover of her. Ow, my eye. Cover of her. Obviously, like, she apparently took like a chunk out of like a heart, and they're like holding the heart. She got like blood in her mouth and shit. Used her on the cover of this single, and like I said, the articles that I read don't look at this as what the fuck. Like, what is this?
Strange.
It is. How the fuck are you gonna use? First of all, why did she agree?
Yeah.
To even do that?
That's
It's like some.
I believe that it's money.
Yeah.
It's her name isn't. I mean, her name is attached to it. Nobody knows what she looks like. Nobody knows who she is. If she goes to a Walmart, she doesn't have to deal with, I am X's ex-girlfriend or blah, blah. Nobody's going to recognize her in the street.
Right.
So to her, if she could block out the social media aspect, it's just money.
Yeah.
So.
It's fucked up, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's the way that they've milked all his product, and I think the most disgusting money grab of a song ever that
I think I know what you're talking about.
that anybody I think has ever put out is that XXX Lil Peep collab.
Yep.
Both of them had just recently died, like within how soon after Lil Peep died did X die? Was it like 6 months?
Yeah, probably like half a year, right around there.
Because I think Peep died in like the winter.
Yeah.
And then X died in August.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, both of them had died. They never made a song together.
They hated each other. Like
they
beef.
No, like Lil Peep despised X
Yes.
because of the allegations against his girlfriend, and they did not like each other. I guess they were on good terms, like whenever Lil Peep died.
Yeah.
But they were never going to make music together. They were never going to collaborate. They were never going to make a beat together. They weren't working together.
No.
And the record company, were they under the same record company? Or was it two record? I think it was UMG.
I could probably see it being one.
But they were under the same music corporation, the distributing group. And Peep died, had unreleased music, which they then later milked.
Mm-hmm.
Skins. And then X died, and they had music that they milked. But like a month or two after X died, they went into both of their files, and they found an unreleased Lil Peep verse and an unreleased X verse, and then they found a beat on the two of them and made this Frankenstein of a song called Falling Down, and it has both of them on it. It's the most money grab. And then they were like, oh, it's so sad, like they were gonna release this song and then it never got done. No, fuck off. You just like hoard these dead musicians out for music and for like the money of it. Like that's not cool. As soon as it was released, people started playing it. It was a pretty popular song for a while. And I still to this day have never heard that song because I refuse to listen to it.
I never listened to Skins.
Skins I think would be fine to listen to. I just never got around to listening to it. But I will never, like, I remember, who was it? I think it was Thomas played that song in the car or something. And I remember, like, somebody played the song in my car, and I remember telling them, I was like, turn this off. Like, I'm not giving them this stream.
Yeah. Because
that's what they want, is just the stream. They just want the money out of your pocket for, that's it. We're going back to what we were talking about earlier with YouTubers and how money hungry YouTubers are.
Yeah.
Big corporations are significantly more money hungry. And that's not a new thing. That's
Yeah.
been going on for the existence of since the Industrial Revolution. Corporations have been trying to milk shit for immoral things. Way back in the day, like factories just milking their workers for whatever. But
like a piece of bread.
I'll give you food for a day if you work a 17-hour shift for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I think that's awful. I think that this cover is awful, and I don't think that it's right.
Mm-mm.
I think that they should stop. Is it Universal? I think it's
I
Universal.
think so, yeah.
Watch, I'm gonna throw Universal under the bus, and it's not even them that's doing it. But I really think that they need to stop with X. They need to just put his music down and not hand over the hard drives.
Yeah.
And hand over the hard drives that you took from his friggin' computers or something. I don't know where you got this, but it just needs to be over with. Let the dude rest in peace.
Right.
Same with Pete. Pete's. I haven't heard a ton of unreleased material from Pete. Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Please.
So,
stop doing this for money. Like that.
Yeah. On a different topic, I want to talk about what's going on in my life. I want to call out my gym.
Oh, shit. Well.
No. So I go to the gym usually minimum 4. I try to go like 5 times a week. It's a very big part of my day. It puts me in a great mood, and I love it. Seeing some of the people that I see at the gym inspires me in a way that I've never been inspired before. The gym that I've always gone to I was telling Alicia last night, that gym is where it gave me the foundation for building a healthy life.
Mm-hmm.
And that place inspired me to no end. So a month ago, out of nowhere, nobody knew that this was going on. It's a 24-hour gym. It's just kind of I wouldn't call it, it's not like a strongman gym or anything. It's just there's a lot of room for deadlifting, and there's a lot of room for extra activities that aren't running on a treadmill. There's a total of 6 treadmills in the entire gym. There's 2 bikes and 1 stair climber, and that's all on the upper level in a small area. And then you get to the bottom, and it's all free weights. It's all box jumps. There's machines, but it's all accessory machines.
It's not
if you
try buy fucking machines.
Exactly.
If
shit. You go to this gym, it puts an emphasis on your compound lifts. It puts an emphasis on you need to be benching. You need to be squatting. You need to do deadlifts. Otherwise, this gym isn't the gym for you. You need to go somewhere else. So, they recently put a sign on the door that said, due to unsafe conditions at this gym, we are going to close it. We're currently looking for a new Bettendorf location. If you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. This gym will be closed November 1st. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's currently October 25th. So I was like, oh, okay. And they have a lot of gyms in the area. They have, we're from Iowa, so we live in the Quad Cities. So they have an Iowa City location. Mm-hmm. They have, I believe, 3 locations across the river. They have a lot of gyms. There's a lot of places to go. But the thing is, this specific one was in the middle of town. Mm-hmm. And it was in the middle of it was in the middle of my route to everything, so I could just throw clothes in my car, drop at the gym, be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, an hour, whatever. Get it in the middle of my day, especially my classes. It blocks, it has a thing. but they closed it. And yeah, so the next location is all the way across town. I could do it. It would be difficult for me to work it into my day and drive all the way across town to get to this gym. But I emailed them. I was just asking like when the next location would open up, just because I was gonna switch gyms already to a different gym, just for the time being, just because I need something in that location. I can't go to that Davenport one. So I was gonna switch, just until they got their new location up, and then switch back. They gave me a free month, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I'll definitely check out that Davenport one. And so last night we were driving around, and I was like, I think we should go check out that Davenport location. I went to it. I did not like it.
No.
It's you can technically do everything that you can't do everything that you could at the old gym or the other location. So this gym is it's as opposed to my old gym. My old gym, like I said, had a total of like 6 treadmills. That's the extent of the cardio machines that we had.
Yeah.
This new gym has, I would say, 20 to 25 treadmills.
Jesus.
Like 7 or 8 bikes, like 10 ellipticals. Like, it's like a cardio, like, heavy thing. Mm-hmm. And then in the back, there's dumbbells that are kind of like old quality, like not great. Yeah. And then you have a back room. And that's where you have, like your leg press. You have one deadlift pad, or like deadlift. I can't remember what they're called. You have like your benches. Yeah. And then that's kind of like it. Granted, I was only in there for a little bit, but I don't remember seeing a whole power rack anywhere in that gym. I think they had a couple standing racks, like half racks, but I don't remember seeing a whole power rack, and that's a deal breaker for me.
All right.
So then, just like comparing, even like down to the music, like the music that they were playing in this gym was kind of like quiet, and it wasn't like really like get you hyped. And if you go to the other gym, it's like, I don't know, like classic rock or something. Like it'll play like AC/DC like really loud. Like they just have like this really big playlist of a bunch of different stuff. I'm sinking again. Shout out Claro, I'm sinking. Oh shit. So to compare them, I went to that location. And then I went back to my old gym, and I was there yesterday. I was on my off day. It was a Thursday, so I couldn't I didn't go to the gym on Thursday. So it's like nighttime. It's 24 hours, so I just have a key card. I decided I want to go see the feel of this other gym. So I go back to my Bettendorf location, or the location that I've always gone to, and I walk in. And the entire place is torn up. It's October 25th. It's not November 1st.
No.
And I get it. Like, it's a business. You gotta get a head start on it. I understand that. The entire place is torn up. There's no accessory. There's like one bench that's like out of place with barely any weight on it. They took all the dumbbells out. All the treadmills are kind of like piled up, like they're not, like it looked sad. It looked really sad. Like about the only thing that you could do there is deadlift, which not a terrible thing, but it was unusable.
Right.
And especially there's just stuff, you could tell that they disassembled it, like they were very clearly moving it. Some of the lockers had already been moved out. They told everybody your locker needs to be emptied by October 28th. So they moved the locker out that had nothing in it, but then there's like 2 locks that are still on these other 2 lockers, so they just left those. But yeah, it's I'm telling you, I was there with Alicia, and I was heartbroken. I actually almost cried in this empty ass gym in the middle of friggin' Iowa. I was very sad.
Well, you talk about getting a head start. At the same time, you tell your fucking members,
that's why it hurt me so. That's honestly why it hurt me so much. Is I was on the drive back. I said I feel like I was on a table that was like the leg was broken. So it's like I have to get off the table.
Yeah.
So I'm about to jump off this table, and the entire table falls on me. Is what it felt like. It felt like everything that I was doing. Like I was supposed to go to the gym today. I don't have. I mean, I guess I can go to that one across town, but it's just. I don't know.
I just think that's kind of bullshit. You tell your members November 1st, and I guarantee you, there's people like what you did. They're ready to fucking work out, and there's nothing there.
I mean, I wasn't going there to work out. I was just going to check the environment. But I 100% today, I would have suited up, like put my workout clothes on, because today's the day that I work out. I would have gone to the gym, and it would have been like that. And I would have they probably would have been there like, oh, hi. Hey, what's like, we're moving. And I'm like, oh,
Check your watch.
Okay.
5th. Right,
yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I don't know. It really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the flip side, I do want to give that gym credit. I want to pay tribute to that gym that was there for the time that it was. No, that gym like really helped me in a lot of ways. I used to go with my friend Skinner, and
you went with me, dude.
I went with you for like what?
It was like 2 times.
Yeah. I mean, you went to the gym, but you didn't like. It was you didn't have a membership, so we just didn't end up going together. But I went with Skinner. We went for probably like 6-7 months together, and at that time, I was like kind of in a funk. I wasn't really like being myself, and going to this gym with Skinner really helped me through like a tough time, and that memory, whenever I started going back to that gym after we stopped, I started going back, and that memory helped me like kind of get back on track in a way. So like this place inspired me to that, and my new job. It's not new anymore. I've worked there like a year. But whenever I first started at my new job, it's like a local coffee shop. And just seeing the way that it operated, seeing the way that the owners were, I was like, so at August of last year, I didn't know what I wanted to do in it anyway. Mm-hmm. I had basically like just dropped out of college. I dropped out. I literally stopped going. Like, it's not like I stopped. Like, it's not like I went in and I was like, oh, I'm going to stop my tuition and like whatever. Like, no, we still had to pay tuition. Right. Stupid. Very dumb move. Don't be an idiot. Keep going to your classes. And if you're not going to go to your classes, be a man about it and just drop out. Or, like, remove yourself from the classes. So, I was at a point where I didn't have... I didn't have, like, really a path. And this job, coupled with the gym, is, like... It kind of put me in a place of, like, I see how these owners operate at this coffee shop. So I would like to do something with a small business. What's your passion? I go to the gym a lot. So that kind of, like, gave me a thing of, like, now I'm on a path of, like, I'm back in college because I want to open a gym. Specifically, it's like a gym. Mm-hmm. I got other plans. But the one that started it is I wanted to open a gym. So, yeah.
Help the people.
Mainly, actually, it's mainly just so that I can use it. I just want a gym that's in my. You
fucking money scoundrel.
What?
You'll hear it when we buy it.
Okay. I don't know what that was, but so you gotta be done at 11:30. We still got 30 minutes.
Damn, I said 15, bro.
You said 15.
That gave me 10 minutes to get ready, bro. You stop at 30. Fuck that shit.
Okay. Let me grab a water. We'll go for like 15 more minutes. If you want to start explaining It Chapter 2, I'll be right back.
Are you not gonna join the discussion?
No, I'm just grabbing water, homie. Give me a
Wow, dude. All right. So, next topic I think that we're talking about while Dylan goes and grabs his water. We're on to movies now. For any of you interested in the little movie topic, It Chapter 2. We just recently watched in a sort of sketchy way.
Mm-hmm. I apologize for the noise.
Went into this movie expecting a lot of good things.
Yes.
From watching the first It.
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking movie. Absolutely astounding. If that's the correct word I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Went into this Chapter 2 and got very disappointed.
Yeah. That's to say the least.
Very disappointed. This movie was based really heavily on CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And
like no practical effects.
Yeah.
The old one had quite a few practical effects.
Very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of flashbacks where you knew something scary was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would just jump from character to character. There was no, like, sort of transition. It was just, oh, here's, who was the first one? Here's, like, Eddie's flashback of him going down into the pharmacy basement and seeing his mom in, like, a chair or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the whatever monster, I don't remember the name of it.
The leper.
Yeah. Came out and, like, threw up on him.
Yeah.
And then it would just jump. And then, oh, here's, you know.
Richie.
Yeah, here's Richie's flashback.
Of, like, getting bullied.
Yeah.
That shit was real. That was, like, the realest part of the movie is this kid gets bullied and gets called a
term.
He gets called an F word.
Yes. A term that's not suitable for this society.
Yeah. And then later in the movie, he ends up being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And had a crush on Eddie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
It was wild.
But it was it was very disappointing. Very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things were, like, unanswered pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the whole, the start of the movie. If you've seen the first one.
Yes.
I don't remember the fat kid's name.
It's not Eddie. Oh. Now
Does it start with a J?
Ben.
Yeah. So, Ben writes Beverly a letter.
Yep.
Talking about the whole January embers, winter fire, you know, my heart burns there too, shit like that. It ends up in Beverly's hands, and she reads it, and she, like, holds it, you know, and, like, cherishes it, puts it, like, in her wall.
Yeah.
In this hole in her wall. And
for safekeeping. It's not like she just dropped it down a wall.
No, yeah.
You're like, I don't want this.
Yeah, she, like, knew where it was.
Yeah.
So Beverly in the first movie, they go down to that, like, little sewer, and she gets into the deadlights.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids come down, they try to, like, they grab her, they bring her back down, and Ben kisses her.
Yep.
And then Beverly says what the poem says.
Yeah.
So she knows, okay, Ben wrote this poem, and I now have it.
Mm-hmm.
Come the second movie, Beverly doesn't know who wrote the fucking poem.
Yeah.
She thinks Bill wrote it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, she has this crush on Bill because she thinks he wrote the goddamn poem. So
there's a lot of, like, plot holes. I think what made that first movie so scary on your first time watching, at least.
Mm-hmm.
That first movie was so scary because it didn't rely on these crazy effects or anything. It was just really creepy.
Yeah.
And it was like the music, and it was a lot of, like, false scariness. Mm-hmm. So false horror. So you would, like, go into a scene and you'd be like, oh, this is gonna be awful. This is just gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna like want to die, and then it wouldn't, and it just would never like it would build this tension of like you just it built this tension of just you don't want. I don't know where that sentence was going. It built a tension. Okay, how about that?
Kept you on the edge of your seat.
Exactly. And the second one doesn't do that. The second one, it's like every second that they can get a jump scare in, they do it. Every second that they can get a CGI monster in, they do it. It takes away from the fear whenever you know what's going to happen.
Right.
You got to try to keep it unpredictable. And that's where I think the movie failed for me.
There's some pretty good scenes.
There is.
The grandma scene.
That grandma scene is scary specifically because it's like, oh my God, like what's going on?
I just think, to me it's scary as fuck because like the camera angles they use. Yeah, you can just see the grandma in the background and shit. Like that's the most scary part to me.
Yeah. Overall, what would you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10,
what would you rate it?
3.5.
3.5. Oh, I would go a 5 to a 6. I'd say 6.
Yeah. Well, movie's bad.
Movie's bad. So then I want to talk about El Camino.
You want to talk about?
I want to talk about it.
This movie.
You've barely seen Breaking Bad. You've seen the end of Breaking Bad, but nothing else. So, El Camino is a Breaking Bad movie. Jesse, after spoiler alert for
we both said that at the same time.
Spoiler alert for Breaking Bad. If you haven't, if you're a dipshit that has not seen Breaking Bad, go watch that fucking show, please. It is the best TV I've ever seen. I will stand that. I made my girlfriend watch it. No, I didn't make her, but I pushed her heavily to watch this show because I thought it was so good.
If you have not seen Breaking Bad or this movie, this might be our last topic. So
you might want to
be cautious.
Stop. We'll wrap it up. But so at the end of Breaking Bad, Jesse's driving off in the car. Rides off into the sunset. It's the night. It's not a sunset. It's like the middle. It's like 1 a.m. Rides off. He's finally free after all the terrible things that Mr. White has put him through. After how awful he's been tortured by Nazis for, I think it was 9 months, something like that, 11 months. I don't know. But he finally drives off, and that's where Breaking Bad ended. And for 6 years, that's where our story ended. And then El Camino literally picks up as he's in the car. They recreate the same scene. They put him in the same costume, in the same. He has like a beard. Put him in the same makeup, and they have him like clutching the wheel, like screaming, like the exact same way that his scene ended in the first one, or in the series. And El Camino it's a slow burn of a movie. It's a very slow.
Those motherfuckers are loud.
That's very loud. I'm sorry. I gotta go feed my birds. They're not even my birds, but I gotta go tame my birds. So it's a slow burn of a movie. It goes somewhere, but it goes somewhere very, very slow. It's not, if you're looking for action, this isn't the place for it. If you're looking for a bunch of plot devices, this isn't the place for it. It kind of treats itself like it's like a 2.5 hour movie, I believe. So it kind of treats itself like it's 2 episodes of Breaking Bad, where you're just focusing on Jesse. Is I think the way that they kind of like. I haven't watched any interviews or anything about them talking about it, but that's kind of the way that it seemed. So Jesse basically ends up going through trying to find money. He evades the police. He has to rely like undercover because they know that he's left this scene of the crime, and he ends up like going to the person who's supposed to disappear him in Breaking Bad. And the person is like, no, like I'm not going to disappear you. And he ends up paying him double the amount, and the guy's like, fine, I'll disappear you. But the entire scene is like, the entire movie's him going and trying to find this money because he doesn't have any money. Mm-hmm. So Todd, one of the Nazis that tortured him, like there's a flashback of like Todd basically kills this old woman, or this not this old woman, this housekeeper. And later on in that scene, Todd tells Jesse like where he's gonna keep his money, and I don't know why, but then whenever Jesse escapes, he goes to Todd's apartment and goes and gets this money. Yeah, just like a bunch of events go down. Jesse ends up getting out of town. He goes by Mr. What's his name? At the end of the movie, he moves to Alaska, which is...
is that where they said they were going to go?
It's where he said that he was going to move to. Well, Mike, one of the characters, said that's where I'd go. It's the last frontier. You can be anything you want to be. Right. And so Jesse goes to Alaska, and it's a really cool visual because he's wearing this like clean like sweater, and it mirrors the sweater that Walt wears in the first scene of the movie. And so it's like a symbolism of like Jesse comes from wearing like being a bad person, wearing this raggedy clothes and not really caring about his look, and like that's where he comes from, and he makes this transition into what Walt's life was, and then Walt makes this transition into what Jesse's life was. Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
That's pretty dope.
But then the movie ends with he's driving. So instead of like screaming at the wheel and being like ah, he ends and he's like calmly driving down the road. It's very peaceful. It's a great way to end the movie. You obviously didn't see it. You haven't seen Breaking Bad. I'd give that movie, I'd say an 8. 8 out of 10. So, yeah. That's where we're probably going to end this one.
Thank you all, everyone.
I like how we just both stretch. Just start stretching.
Appreciate y'all for being here.
Great. Yeah.
Sticking through the journey. Stick it.
So, we'll edit this. I now have 9 hours to edit and put this out. That's going to sound really weird on audio. But, anyways.
Adios.
Adios.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Sir.